Welcome back, welcome back. We're live again on Hip Politics News. Good morning as we head into the holiday season. I just wanted a couple quick stories. A lot of the internets, everybody's been talking about this new Dave Chappelle special and how he really touches upon a lot of issues in there. But I think one of the key themes there is free speech. And there's been a lot of growing concern around free speech and in the media landscape, around censorship, around all these various corporate and media landscape acquisition mergers. Charlemagne the God gets a $200 million deal. Spotify, Netflix taking over Warner Brothers. So much is being said, but there was something that really popped up recently that I don't know if a lot of people noticed in the news. But Bari Weiss, who's the new editor-in-chief under CBS News, and if you're not familiar, CBS News is a Paramount company. CBS News is a Paramount company that was recently acquired by Skydance, whose owners are the Ellison family, who also own Oracle. So it was recently explained that an in-depth 60 Minutes piece, because 60 Minutes airs on CBS News, that delved into migrants being deported or potentially being illegally deported and mistreated, was abruptly pulled from the air. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that story and how that all weaves into uh, just like free speech, and just wanted to hear what you as the listeners and all the people watching thought about it. Um, so here's the news. So CBS News editor-in-chief reportedly explained to the network staff that 60 Minutes investigation into the Trump administration's deportation policy for this most recent Sunday 60 Minutes show was pulled because it was too similar of reporting by other outlets and then in their opinion did not advance the ball. So, what was this segment about? The segment promoted, which was heavily promoted on Friday on CBS, was abruptly pulled right before the broadcast. The reporter on hand was, hopefully I'm saying this right, Sharyn Alfonsi. Excuse me if I'm not saying that right. But Sharyn Alfonsi had examined migrants being deported to El Salvador's notorious CECOT mega prison. If you're not familiar with CECOT, it's been in the news here and there. It's in El Salvador. It's the largest prison in Latin America, one of the largest in the world, with over 40,000 inmate capacity. Um, Internally, the reporter Alfonsi sent around an email and said she thought that Weiss's direction was political, and that this was a form of corporate censorship. And then, but that email got out, it went viral, and the editor-in-chief reportedly expressed concern about the absence of an on-camera response from the Trump administration in the story. That was the reason they gave for this. And then, so according to a transcript from sources on the call sent to CNN's Brand Stelter, she reported, I held a 60-minute story. This is Bari Weiss speaking. I held a 60-minute story because it was not ready. While the story presented a powerful testimony of torture as CCOT, it did not advance the ball. The Times and other outlets have previously done similar work. Weiss continued, the public knows that the Venezuelans have been subjected to horrific treatment at that prison. To run a story on this subject 2 months later, we need to do more. And this is 60 Minutes. We need to get the principles on the record and on camera. Our viewers come first, not the listening schedule or anything. That's my North Star, and that's hope yours too. So that was what Bari Weiss, the editor in chief, said. And then others are viewing this as, well, why would 60 Minutes pull something because it is negatively talking about the Trump administration's policies, and all of the things, because CBS is also the home to Stephen Colbert, who was recently pulled and had his show canceled. And while they say that was due to ratings and costs, there's a lot of people who also believe that is due to some sort of political censorship. So whether that is the case or not, I'm curious what you think, and leave out in the comments if you think that this is some form of new, like corporate censorship, and are you excited about maybe CBS and Paramount Skydance being able to take over more media outlets? Do you want to see them take over Warner Brothers News? This is This is really starting to get interesting where certain different reporters, no matter the news outlets, just want to do their job and want to report the facts. I think even in this one, Alfonsi stressed that the segment had been screened 5 times and cleared by both legal and standards editors. The reporting, she said, was factually correct, and pulling it was a betrayal of the sources who risked their lives to testify. So reporters are putting it all out on the line. You're getting people to go on the record about these stories, and if stories are getting pulled at the last minute because they may not have the right political alignment or political favor, um, but then you're given this response, or do you agree with Barry Weiss? Maybe the story didn't do enough to meet the 60-minute standard. But I'm curious to what you think. Leave below in the comments what you think. And this has been another Hip Politics News segment. We out. Peace.